welcome again to another episode of Let's Talk Women. My name is Zila, and again, I want to thank you so much for always joining me here on Anchor. Yes, it is Tuesday, and indeed, it is a wonderful Tuesday. Yes, no matter what you're going through today, God is still in control of the impossible things because with Him, everything is possible. I want to shout out to all my listeners there from all over the world. Thank you so much for always tuning in and listening to this podcast. I really do hope that you're having a good time today. Yes, and if you are not, try to put a smile on your face today. I want to share with you from the book of St. John, chapter 6, verse 1 through 13, and I'll be reading from the New Living Translation. It's a little lengthy read, but I want you to just listen, and hopefully you will get something out of it and be blessed today here on this Tuesday. Okay, here goes. After this, Jesus crossed over to the far side of the Sea of Galilee, also known as the Sea of Tiberias. A huge crowd kept following him wherever he went because they saw his miraculous signs as he healed the sick. Then Jesus climbed a hill and sat down with his disciples around him. It was nearly time for the Jewish Passover celebration. Jesus soon saw a huge crowd of people coming to look for him. Turning to Philip, he asked, "Where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" He was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "Even if we worked for months, we wouldn't have enough money to feed them." Then Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "There's a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that with this huge crowd?" "Tell everyone to sit down," Jesus said. So they all sat down on the grassy slopes. The men alone numbered about 5,000. Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks to God, and distributed them to the people. Afterward, he did the same with the fish, and they all ate as much as they wanted. After everyone was full, Jesus told his disciples, "Now gather the leftovers so that nothing is wasted." So they picked up the pieces and filled 12 baskets with scraps left by the people who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves. Yes, it's a little lengthy read, but we all know the story of how Jesus fed over 5,000 people food from a little boy, a young boy, who brought 5 loaves and 2 fish while he was teaching. I want you to understand that nothing is new to God. Nothing takes him by surprise, for he knows everything. He is the author and the finisher of your faith. He is aware of every and anything that you might be facing today. He knows of your needs, but he's looking for you to give him an answer to a question that he already has been asking you. He wants to know where your faith is, because he already knew what he was going to do, but he wanted to see what Philip's response was going to be. That little boy came prepared in a crowd to listen, and he came prepared because maybe his mother packed him a good lunch and said, "You want to follow this man, you're going to listen, you're going to get hungry. So I'm preparing you and I'm giving you something to take with you." Okay? That little boy had something that God could use. And I could ask you out there today, how many times have you entered into the presence of God with nothing? I encourage you today, find the 5 loaves and 2 fish. Come to God with something so he could work with. Because whatever you have, your carrying something that you'll be able to bless others with. And not just 5,000, but even more than 5,000. Jesus prayed and he distributed the food to all the people, and they were all fed and they were full until there were leftovers. So again, what do you have that God can work with? He's waiting for you to share your gift so that others can be blessed. Not just thousands, but millions, billions. But you gotta give him something to work with. Philip even stated that even half a year's wages would not be able to prepare the food for the amount of people that were in that crowd. Not even the wages. All God wants is your yes. But you have to come prepared to share so that he can use you to bless others. That little boy did not know that he was going to be a blessing that day. But God saw an opportunity to use him because he came with something. All God wants is your yes. Give him something to work with. Give God something to work with. Don't just depend and follow the crowd, but take something with you. And whatever it is, God is going to bless it so that you will be a blessing to others. Remember today, God wants something to work with. What do you have in your hand? I pray that you have an awesome day today and that you will think about the things that you have and what are you doing with them to give glory and honor to God. And if you're not, ask God to show you. God, what do I have that you can work with? My friends, my sisters, remember, today's Tuesday. God wants something to work with. Have yourself a wonderful day. I'll be back here on Friday. Bye-bye now.